What if one day you woke up and realized that all your friends had brand new faces, new voices, and even brand new stories? For over 50 years, the Mystery Incorporated gang, Scooby, Shaggy, Fred, Velma, and Daphne, has shapeshifted through so many versions that some fans still argue about which one is the real Scooby-Doo. Today we're taking the Mystery Machine on a ride straight through time. You'll see how it all began, which redesigns outraged fans, what secrets are hidden in their iconic outfits, and what the future might hold for this legendary team. Think you really know Scooby and the gang? Stick around until the end. You might be in for a few surprises. Before we start, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It all started in 1969. The same year humans landed on the moon, a little animation studio called Hanna-Barbera asked a simple question. What if a bunch of teenagers unmasked fake monsters? At first, these characters looked very different from what we know today. Fred was your classic American golden boy, blue vest, white collar, and that unforgettable orange ascot. Daphne? She was the perfect prototype for a damsel in distress, always in danger, but always picture perfect.
Shaggy?
Well, Shaggy was always Shaggy, lanky, permanently hungry, voice cracking with fear. And Scooby? Who would have guessed that a cowardly, mumbling Great Dane would become the face of a global phenomenon?
But here's a fun twist.
Velma was never supposed to exist in her final form. In the earliest drafts, the brains of the group was going to be a boy. But audiences fell in love with Velma, the quirky, smart, glasses-wearing detective with her classic jinkies. And just like that, from a handful of rough sketches, Mystery Inc. was born. But if you think they stayed the same, think again. The 1970s were all about groovy vibes and weird experiments. Enter Scrappy-Doo in 1979. Designed to save the franchise, Scrappy was feisty, fearless, and let's be honest, pretty annoying. Some fans loved him, most fans didn't. But Scrappy completely changed the group's dynamic. Scooby was no longer the only talking dog.
Meanwhile,
Fred and Velma quietly vanished from some seasons. Why? Production budgets. Producers thought they were too boring and that kids wanted more of Scooby, Shaggy, and Scrappy's slapstick chaos.
the result?
Episodes with less mystery and more goofy gags, and not everyone was on board. But things were about to get a whole lot stranger.
As original fans grew up,
Scooby-Doo turned into a nostalgic icon. In the 90s, the gang came back, but this time as kids. A Pup Named Scooby-Doo reimagined Mystery Inc. as a bunch of mini detectives. The animation was brighter, the jokes sillier. Fred became obsessed with conspiracy theories. Daphne? Way more sassy and bossy than her 60s version. Shaggy and Scooby were even more clueless and more adorable than ever. This pup era showed one thing: these characters were flexible. They could be kids, teens, or adults. As long as there was a van, a cowardly dog, and a monster that turned out to be fake, the formula still worked. If you ever wondered what the gang would look like in real life, the 2000s had the answer. In 2002, Scooby-Doo the movie hit the big screen. Freddie Prinze Jr. as Fred, Sarah Michelle Gellar as Daphne, Matthew Lillard as Shaggy, and an all-CGI Scooby. These movies didn't just bring the gang to life, they gave them conflict. Fred became a bit of a jerk, Daphne got tired of being the damsel, Velma was frustrated that no one gave her credit for solving everything. Suddenly, these characters felt real, relatable. They fought, made up, and kept hunting monsters together. And fun fact, Matthew Lillard's Shaggy was so perfect, he kept voicing Shaggy in the cartoons for years. But hold on, things were about to get darker. Then came Scooby-Doo. Mystery Incorporated, 2010, the version that changed everything. This show brought a real overarching story, darker mysteries, creepy Easter eggs, some actual scary moments.
Fred became trap-obsessed.
Daphne turned into a love-struck but fiercely independent hero. Velma was sarcastic, geeky, and even a little mean at times. Shaggy stayed classic Shaggy, scared, loyal, and hungry. Scooby, still Scooby, but with an eerie edge, hinting at ancient dog spirits.
Fans lost their minds.
The internet exploded with theories. Are Velma and Shaggy a thing? Is Fred secretly broken? Is the mystery machine haunted? Each redesign sparked debates online. And then came Velma 2023, an adult, satirical reboot that threw gasoline on the fire. Some people loved its boldness, others hated it so much they swore off Scooby-Doo forever.
But even the biggest controversies prove one thing.
You can't kill the mystery-encored gang.
So what's next?
What does the future hold?
Today,
Scooby-Doo isn't just a cartoon. It's a pop culture legend.
every new version,
Proves the same thing. These characters are immortal.
the next evolution,
Who knows? Maybe a gritty R-rated horror version where the monsters are real. Or a hyper-realistic CGI remake. Or a wild, Shaggy, Ultra Instinct meme movie where he fights cosmic demons.
but here's the truth.
No matter how many decades pass, no matter who voices them or what clothes they wear, the gang stays the same at heart.
As long as a cowardly dog,
A lanky, scaredy cat in a green shirt, a trap-loving leader, a nerdy genius with big glasses, and a redhead ready to kick butt, climb into a beat-up van and chase a mystery. Mystery Inc. lives on. Now you know the incredible evolution of the Mystery Inc. gang, but I want to know your take.
which version is your favorite?
Classic 69, the edgy Mystery Incorporated, the live-action movies, or do you dream of an all-new version we haven't seen yet?
If you enjoyed this deep dive,
Hit that like button, subscribe for more hidden secrets and untold stories. And don't forget, next time you see a monster, it might not be what it seems.
until next time,
Keep that flashlight handy, detective.